home in a rich old cypress vine, removed from the world with its sins, its cares, and the tiling of many tongues. Love alone shall guide us when we are there. Love shall heal my weakened lungs.
I see no one among the living as beautiful as my little wife.
Tuberculosis. 5 long years.
Oh, I know I cannot get well, and I know I shall die soon, but I want to be as happy as possible and make Edgar happy. After my death, I will be his guardian angel.
In January 1847, she succumbs to her illness and dies.
Deep in earth my love is lying, and I must weep, alone. To never have suffered would be to never have been loved. The death of a beautiful woman is unquestionably the most poetical topic in the world. It was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden lived whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden, she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. I was a child, and she was a child in this kingdom by the sea, but we loved with a love that was more than love. I and my Annabel Lee, with a love that the winged seraphs of heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that long ago, in a kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out from a cloud by night, chilling my Annabel Lee, so that her high-born kinsman came and bore her away from me to shut her up in a sepulchre, a tomb. But our love, it was stronger by far, and neither the angels in heaven above, nor the demons down under the sea can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabel Lee. The stars never rise, but I see the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And so, all the night tide, I lie down by the side of my darling, my life, my bride, in her sepulchre, there by the sea. In her tomb, by the side of the sea. Misery is manifold. In place of sunlight, shadow. Instead of hope, despair. The wretchedness of the earth takes a multitude of forms. For me, the realities of the world appear as visions, while the wild ideas of the land of dreams, nightmares, have become the very stuff of my existence.
EJ, where are you?
Oh, I have a tale to tell, full of horror in the telling. Berenice.
EJ!
my cousin, Berenice. We grew up together here in my family's mansion, gray and gloomy as it is. Yet, how differently we grew. I, of ill health and buried in gloom, and she, agile, graceful, overflowing with energy, roaming carelessly through life with no thought of the shadows in her path. Oh, my baptismal name is Ejace. I know. My family name I will not mention, though you will note our preeminence by the striking particulars of this mansion.
Ha-ha! Caught you dreaming. Prepare to meet your doom. Take that and that. Stand still and fight like a man. Ha-ha!
Prepare to meet your doom.
You win.
I will always win. I am older,
True.
wiser,
False.
more handsome.
Doubly false.
True. You are quite grown up, Berenice. Too old for playing games. Your eyes, your smile, your teeth so bright. Oh, Berenice! Her illness, an epilepsy, of a kind that strikes her without warning. She falls as though dead for minutes or hours until suddenly she wakes.
Did I have a spell again? Thank you, Ejaeus. I'm so sorry to be such a burden.
You are never a burden. It is an honor to care for you. And how many hours have you sat by my side while I am lost in my own affliction?
It's an honor for me as well.
We are made for each other.
Yes.
Berenice! Supper!
Oh! Milady, your sword.
Ha-ha! Got you.
You got me. Berenice, there is something about her. Vivid, glorious. I wonder. Where was I? Yes, the striking particulars of our stately home. The tapestries, the gallery of antique paintings, and here, the family library. My earliest memories are connected with this chamber. Here died my mother. Herein was I born. Oh, born anew. For I am convinced that I lived before, that I dimly recall sounds, musical, yet sad. A memory, like a shadow. Born here in this library, surrounded by generations of scholarship and genius. Little wonder that my boyhood was spent buried in books, lost in thought. I could muse for hours and hours on end, completely absorbed in some trivial details in the margins of a book, some bit of text, some turn of phrase, obsessively, devotedly lost. Only to reawaken to myself after an hour or a day with no memory of the preceding time. Berenice, You recall mention of her illness, an epilepsy. After a time, another disease, a fatal disease, came upon her like a sudden storm. I watched, helpless, as the spirit of change swept over her, pervading her mind, her habits, and her character in a manner most insidious and terrible. Yes,
You were her hero. She said you were made for each other. I know not what will become of her now.
What do you mean?
I little know how to tell you, so I will simply out with it. I fear Berenice must go to a sanatorium. I am growing old and feeble. I cannot care for her as I once did. When I am gone...
No! To lock her up like an animal? I will not allow it. She shall stay. This is her home.
Yes, but sir, forgive me, Berenice needs such care, and she does not trust the others. She has little trust for even me in truth.
She trusts me. She would be lost among strangers. She must stay, I insist, as my wife, if need be, to protect her.
Your wife? But sir...
If need be, she shall stay.
Sir.
During the brightest days of her unparalleled beauty, most surely I had never loved her. I saw her then, not as the living and breathing Berenice, but as the Berenice of a dream. Gorgeous, yet fantastic beauty. And to see her now, what evil moment came upon me when I should speak of marriage? That smile, the teeth, white and ghastly, not a speck on their surface, not a shade on their enamel, the conformation so long and so narrow, here and there and everywhere, excessively white, with pale, pale, pale lips. What do they say? What do they say? Nay, 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 for me, I must! Yes, who's there?
Sir, we found you. We've been looking for you everywhere. Sir, I'm sorry to have to tell you this. Miss Berenice, she...
What is it? What has happened?
Yesterday morning, sir, after we left you in the garden, Miss Berenice was taken by a terrible fit, worse than I ever saw before.
Oh, the poor girl. We did all we could, but we could not save her. She was gone. But we looked for you, sir, but we could not find you.
Berenice, dead? Yesterday? But where is she?
Given the heat, sir, we thought it best to lay her to rest in the family burial ground last night, but...
Buried? I thought... Oh, what was it? I'm
right, sorry, sir, but begging your pardon, there's more.
In the night, we were woken by wild cries, the likes of which we'd never heard before, and so we followed the sound through the house, out to the grounds, and sir, We found.
We found her there, dug up, her body all violated like, but alive, alive.
Alive?
All covered in blood she was, shivering as if to fall to bits. And her mouth, the blood, the blood, sir, the blood.
What have you done? Made for each other! Made for each other! No!
Oh,
No! The teeth! The teeth! No! Berenice!
I am become a monster. Insane. I am insane. With long intervals of horrible sanity. How is it that from beauty I have derived a type of unloveliness? Out of joy, sorrow is born. Ah, Sissy, if only. These present agonies have their root in the fantasies of what might have been.
Once upon a midnight jury.
No.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary, many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore.
No, enough. I did not.
As I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping.
Have mercy.
As of someone gently rapping at my chamber door.
'Tis some visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more.
Distinctly I remember, it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember brought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore.
Evermore.
And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So now to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating,
'Tis some visitor entreating entrance on my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more.
Presently, my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. Sir, I said, or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is that I was napping when so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you.
Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the darkness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, Lenore.
This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word.
Lenore.
Merely this, and nothing more.
Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon I heard again a tapping, somewhat louder than before.
"'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more. Open here, I flung the shutter.
When, with many a flit and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore.
Not the least obeisance made he, not an instant stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, perched upon my chamber door. Perched and sat and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore.
Though thy crest be shorn or shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven. Ghastly, grim, and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore, tell me what thy lordly name is. Quoth the raven, Nevermore.
Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, with such name as Nevermore.
The raven only spoke that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered.
Other frames have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me as my hopes have flown before.
Then the bird said,
Nevermore!
Then, upon the velvet seeking, I betook myself to linking, fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird meant in croaking, Nevermore.
This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core.
"Prophet," said I, "prophet still of bird or devil, where the tempter sent or where the tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted. Tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore."
Quoth the raven,
Nevermore!
Prophet, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil.
By that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell my soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Eden I shall clasp a sainted maiden whom the angels named Lenore.
Quoth the raven,
Nevermore!
Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend I treat upstarting. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy foam from off my door.
quoth the raven,
Nevermore!
And the raven never flitting, still is sitting, still is sitting.
and its eyes had all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming.
And the lamplight o'er it streaming throws its shadow on the floor. And its soul from out the shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted.
Nevermore.
Nevermore. Ah! A dark, unfathomed tide of interminable agony. Love. Death. These thoughts, nightmares full of people, those I once knew, once loved, hope perverted, twisted in the darkness.
The black cat. The premature burial. Oh, the pit and the pendulum. The mask of the Red Death. The fall of the House of Usher.
The fall of the House of Usher.
The fall of the house.
Oh, after a day of travel through singularly dreary countryside on a dull and dark autumn day, I at last found myself in view of my destination. An ancient stone house overlooking a small lake, surrounded by decaying trees and rank vegetation. It looked very green, a gloomy green, a wetly rotten green. Perhaps from some other vantage point, the true beauty of the scene will emerge. Oh. Good day, well met. Are you of the House of Usher? Excellent. I am expected by the proprietor, Roderick Usher, for a stay of some weeks. I have a letter of invitation if you'd like to see it. Ah. And how fares Sir Roderick of late? In his letter he admitted to an acute malady, an illness, and a certain nervous agitation. The cheerfulness of my company, he said, would be a comfort. Such a heartfelt request I could not refuse. So the house, Usher's house, indeed. It is mighty gloomy, isn't it? Covered in, what is that? Fungi? Interesting trick of the light and fog from this spot. I fancy I spot a fissure, a crack. See there, from the roof in front, down the wall in a zigzag direction, all the way to the waters of the lake.
Dearest friend, boon companion of my youth, though you little know how long I've awaited the good cheer of your company.
Roderick Usher, many years has it been? You appear well.
Hush, hush. We will not speak here. The trees.
Ah, yes, indeed. Only a moment ago I was mentioning to that the fog and the trees and the house altogether lend to an unusual atmosphere.
Reeking up from the decayed trees, and the grey wall, and the silent tarn, the pestilent and mystic vapor, dull, sluggish, faintly discernible, and leaden hued.
Indeed. The tarn.
The lake.
Indeed.
Let us leave this foul air.
Oh,
Come in, come in. Welcome to the House of Usher, my ancient family home.
My thanks. Impressive home. Intricate, Gothic. A singular collection of tapestries and paintings and whatnot.
Collected and created by my forebears, of which I am the last in a long line. Over time, the Ushers have exhibited a peculiar temperament, displaying itself at many works of exalted art, and in repeated deeds of extremely generous, yet unobtrusive charity, as well as in a passionate devotion to the intricacies of musical science.
Musical science, indeed.
The science of music.
You will forgive my presumption, I hope. But you seem much changed since last I saw you. Are you well?
How I suffer. Too sensitive, oversensitive, a hypersensitivity of sensation. Of foods, I must eat only the blandest. Of fabrics, my skin can bear only the softest textures. The odors of all flowers oppresses me, and my ears are tortured by even the faintest noise. Only the gentlest of stringed instruments causes me no horror.
A pitiable condition indeed.
I shall perish. I will perish in this miserable house. These walls are alive. This house, can you not sense it? Breathing. Brooding. I am trapped. Trapped.
Have you considered a trip abroad? I hear Italy is very nice.
Leave the house of Usher? Oh, no, I dare not, no. The solace of your good cheer, your conversation, is all the medicine I need. If I should leave, I would miss. I cannot leave. Madeline, dear sister.
My lady.
Dearest Madeline, you are not well. You must rest. My dearly beloved sister, my soulmate, and my last and only relative on earth. Long has she suffered, wasting away drop by drop. The doctors are baffled. I greatly fear soon her death will leave me the last of the ancient race of the Ushers.
A tragedy. So young, so beautiful. Is she, oh.
In the greenest of our valleys, where good people once did dwell,
The song. How pleasant.
once a fair